Hey guys, welcome back to Super Dating Bros.
What's up?
Alex is trying to get in me. He ain't gonna get in your shit.
I'm gonna do it. The first NSFW fan art's coming out.
It's already
Never
out.
Stop.
Don't show
Put
it.
it in your imagination.
Don't show
Do not
it.
show it on the screen.
All right.
Do not show it on the screen.
You want to roll back a couple of seconds, Alex?
We are on our way to the city to pick up the rare itty bitty.
We're gonna try and find it. So here we go. Well, think about it this way. None of us would be friends without games. Or maybe some of us might be, but not all of us. We have this thing to unite us when everything else fails.
He sighed.
And remember how I was talking about having all my friends live in houses near each other? That might not ever happen, but we will always be able to play games together, and that's basically the same thing.
Jirard has this like great message about video games, but he also like kind of wants to like have normal boots be like the Beatles.
This is a real thing.
Yeah. I nodded slowly. Jirard's friends were clearly very important to him, and so were games. So then, do you have plans for the future? Jirard looked up from his phone, glancing across the street, then beckoned for me to follow him.
Future plans?
Nope. He beamed at me, then led the way across a crosswalk.
Really?
No? Just no? I hurried after him, completely confused. Much of my life was spent in anxiety for one particular reason. I did not have a passion. I would watch my mother and my father work together at their jobs, complementary work, both dedicating all their time and energy to their own creative pursuits, and wondered whether something was wrong with me. My dad would pat my head and tell me to live my life happily because I did not need to know now. But that didn't help. Without passion, life was incomplete. That was the picture I got. I didn't have the desire to keep working on something just because I enjoyed it. Eventually, I would get tired, and if I didn't have to spend more time on that thing, I wouldn't. The only times I did were when other people were involved. I got good grades, so I'd be praised, and so I was good at something. If nothing else, if not bold or creative or athletic, I was smart. But that was all I ever felt I had going for me.
Yeah, no, I haven't figured that part out yet.
But you're so talented. You could pick anything you wanted to do.
All I really want to do is entertain. Or maybe play video games.
Maybe. You think maybe you're going to be able to play video games someday, Jirard?
I don't know, man.
I don't know, dude.
It'd be great to find a way to do both, but I don't know if there's a... It would be great to find a way to do both, but I don't know that there is that... Ugh.
I don't know that there is yet.
Yeah, sorry. Wait, go back. I want to reread it. I gotta get it good. Someone's gonna take all of our lines and make it real.
Oh, right.
It'd be great to find a way to do both, but I don't know that there is yet. Maybe I'll find something, though. Or I can create my own thing. It's called The Completionist. YouTube.com/ThatOneVideoGamer. It's called YouTube.com/SuperBeerBros. It's called YouTube.com/NationalDex. It's called YouTube.com/SuperCouchFighters. It's called YouTube.com/Jirard the Completionist. It's called YouTube.com/SuperScope Show.
This is called YouTube.com/Uber/Beans.
Wheat.
He laughed heartily.
I'm sure it'll work out. I'm sure it'll work itself out.
Jirard. Rather than inspire me, for the first time, Jirard's positive attitude grated my nerves. Things aren't always as easy as that, though. You need to survive. You can't just not pick a field because you haven't figured it out. You can't just create your own job.
What? Why not?
There are bills to pay. Jirard looked at me quizzically, and I stopped myself. Right. You probably wouldn't understand what it was like to worry about where your next paycheck came from.
Roasted.
These people, all of them, came from wealthy families. They didn't have the same problems.
I just want to point out that part is not true.
What?
That all of us came from wealthy families.
No. This is just because
of the Asagao
they're in a boarding school.
Right.
Yeah. Never mind.
All right. Well, here we are.
Jirard pointed to a small shop with an open sign in the window. Easter egg. If you're in the room with me, Jirard's actually pointing at just nothing up in the corner. And he's kind of like pointing up. See, it says open. It didn't even have a title over its entryway yet. A paper hung on the door with Jaeger's Finds in black Sharpie.
After you.
Jirard and I stepped into the shop. It was small, cramped, and somewhat dingy. Rows of wire racks stood across the room every few feet. If they were placed any closer together, there wouldn't be room to walk. I peered at the different things lining the shelves. game discs, portfolios of cards, small figures with numbers across their base, dice, plushies, bouncy balls, as Jirard made a beeline for the man at the counter.
Hello. Hello. You wouldn't happen to have a Princess Pumpernickel figure lying around, would you?
The man behind the counter scoffed as if the answer should have been obvious.
If it ever comes in, could you let me know?
Jirard exchanged information with the man who tisked at him. I could tell from the way he was shaking his head, dreadlocks trembling, that he thought Jirard's search was hopeless. We returned to the street outside, Jirard no worse for wear than before. As we headed back to the train station, I finally asked what had been on my mind for some time. Jirard, why exactly do you collect things?
I like what I like. I like what I like. Why? Well, because I like them, of course.
Okay, that's fine, but why do you need to complete your collections? Seems like a lot more work than it's worth, and it probably costs a lot, too.
Well...
He stroked his beard carefully as we set off across the crosswalk, and just in case you can't see him from where you're sitting watching this, Jirard is stroking his beard even now.
I mean, why do people do anything? That's a hard question to answer. In the end, it's because I want to. And completing things gives me a sense of accomplishment and closure. I get a sense of satisfaction when I look over everything I've done. I know it sounds silly, but in another way, I look at collections. But in another way, I look at the collections and I remember how I've changed. See what I mean? See what I mean? It's like, oh, that used to matter to me a lot.
He shook his head.
I don't know. Haven't you ever collected something?
Yeah, but never on purpose.
Really? Never? Someone just gave you all the things you collected and you never bought something for yourself?
Nope. Nah. I stopped mid-sentence. There was a shop window to my right. A craft shop with lovely patterned papers and yarns.
Hana, you okay?
What? I blinked. I'd stopped in the middle of the road. A man walking past scoffed at me, annoyed that I was in his way. I stuck my tongue out on his back. The paper here is really pretty, that's all.
You like origami?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, my parents are really creative and they taught me how to fold things. I got really good at it after around the time my mother passed. I haven't done it much since then, though.
Hey, you should do it more often. Seems like you like it.
No, that's okay. Come on, we're gonna miss the train. As we sat in our compartment on the way back to Asagao, I couldn't help but review the conversation in my mind. I understood that it was just the way Jirard was, but it didn't seem a good enough reason for all the effort he was going through. It was a figure, after all. It wouldn't give him lasting happiness or anything. Jirard was staring out the window, a troubled look on his face.
You know, thinking about it more, at this point, I might do it more because it's who I am more than anything else.
What?
Collect things. It's fun, it's a part of me by now. It gives me a quest to go after something and it gives me a quest to go after and something to define myself by, right? Exactly. I'm dedicated and disciplined and persistent, and if I work hard enough, I'm rewarded for it. I like that feeling. It feels like I can impact things. I think that's something that everybody needs in their life.
Impact? Things? Jirard nodded.
Don't you have something like that?
By the time we got back to campus, night had fallen. We jogged for the entrance and Jirard escorted me back to Primrose House.
Thanks for coming with me, Hana.
No, thank you. It was fun to spend time with you again. I'm sorry you didn't find Pumpernickel. Jirard shrugged.
It's okay. It gives me something to look forward to.
He pumped a fist into the air, said, complete it.
Finish it. Someday I shall prevail.
See you later.
Anyways, I'll see you later.
Bye. Hana, have a good night.
Headed from my dorm room, a resolution formed in my mind. If Jirard was going to find Princess Pumpernickel, he'd need more than just his eyes looking for them. Tomorrow, I would find Princess Pumpernickel. Damn. And that's how I found myself riding the train after school the next day, not even taking the time to change. If there was a way I could find Jirard's elusive Princess Pumpernickel and then I could present it to him, I wanted to make him happy. And if he was happy, I would be happy too. Look at Hana giving herself a little purpose. I wandered the city aimlessly, watching people float by me with a sinking feeling. Where was I even supposed to go find it? I wanted to check some out of the shops. Maybe junk and antique shops in the collections of old nerdy stores run by people who were just as big of fans as Jirard was. I'd run willy-nilly into the city without even a plan to my name. With a sigh, I pulled out my phone and typed IBK figures into the search engine. Oh, there was one only a few feet away? I zoomed in on the map trying to figure out where the hell I was in relation to the directions it was giving. It seemed to be on the other side of this block, but which way was I supposed to go? I glanced up and around me, then came to a full stop. There was an alley just to my right, and through it, I could see the orange and purple signs of Neil's Electronics and etc.
Yay!
Awesome! Yay! I started into the alley. What a convenient shortcut. This is so bad. Why would you go into an alley by yourself in a city? I hated navigating cities more than anything, as much as I liked the cities themselves. I wasn't familiar enough with them, so they were incredibly daunting, especially with the way people brushed past you like they didn't care at all. But as I reached the middle of the alley, a looming figure stepped out in front of me. Oh. Yo. Who in the fuck is this?
Hey, Kelly.
Yeah.
Come over here and do the voice of this guy. You can do it into my mic or Alex's mic. Doesn't matter.
Okay.
Kelly's here, you guys.
Well, hello there, miss.
A man with a mile-long pompadour stepped out to block my path to the store, twirling a chain with something glinting on its end. My eyes followed the glinting thing, trying to catch a glimpse of what it was, and noticing this, he brought it to a standstill. Is this guy like a Heartless? My heart stopped. It was a knife.
That's a real nice backpack you got there. Come from a rich family, do you?
I backed away slowly, clutching my backpack to my chest with both hands. My entire month's allowance was inside of it. Without it, how was I supposed to eat? The robber sneered.
Yeah, I don't suppose you'd want to let me have a look inside of that, eh? Maybe even you want to give it to me.
No! I turned around and started to run, but didn't get far. A sharp jolt of pain shot through my ankle and I cried out. I fell face first into the ground, biting my lip as I fell. Ow! The iron taste of blood tickled my tongue and I spat to the side.
No.
I tried to stand, but the pain made me fall back to the ground. The robber walked casually up to me.
Easy as taking candy from a baby.
Who is this guy? What country is he from?
I don't know. I mean, that's not clear based on his artwork.
He has a fucking, like, toucan's beak for his head.
His little bandit thing is makes a mustache.
He puts a, all right. He held the knife in one hand, reaching out to me with the other. I scooted away as quickly as I could, eventually running into the wall. There was nowhere left to go, but the knife kept coming closer. Tears in my eyes, I flung my arms over my head. What the fuck is happening here? Jirard! Help! What?
Huh.
What? What? Where the fuck did you come from?
She summoned him.
All right.
Yo. Huh. Well. What's going on here?
And Jirard was there. I lowered my arms, completely flabbergasted. Jirard stood in the alleyway, a semi-pleasant look on his face, as if he were greeting an old friend instead of confronting an armed robber. The fuck?
You!
Hey. Baggy, so we meet again.
What the
Hey.
The robber, Baggy, stepped away from me holding the knife up towards Jirard. They seemed to know each other somehow. Jirard stepped between me and Baggy, a dangerous glint in his eye. I quickly scooted behind him. Jirard?
If you wouldn't mind laying off Hana, that'd be great. I doubt you'd like Mistress Valletta to hear about this.
The fuck?
You wouldn't care. I'd slit your throat before you got the chance.
Jirard pulled his cell phone out of his pocket, it already open in his hand. He turned the screen towards Baggy, thumb hovering over the send button.
Uh-huh.
What
Would
the
you?
fuck is happening, dude? Baggy glanced around himself, trying to figure out some way to escape. Finally, he looked back at Jirard, rage practically shooting off of him.
You haven't heard the last of me, Jirard. Someday I will have my revenge.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah. Tell it to your mother. And make sure to tell her hi.
I will. She says hi back.
The fuck?
Nice.
Baggy pocketed his knife and wandered out of the alley, heading to who knows where. Jirard watched him until he was out of sight, then bent down next to me. How the fuck did you get... All right.
Hana, are you okay? What are you doing all the way out here? And in an alley by yourself?
How did you know that, man?
Me and the Baxter used to go to school together. Such a card, that one.
Such a card? Well, Hana's on my team here.
But are you okay?
Tears filled my eyes. I was so relieved to see him. The impact of what had just happened was finally hitting me, and my throat tightened until I couldn't reply. Jirard's gaze traveled from my face to my hands, clasped tightly around my ankle.
Hold the phone. What?
The idea of you sitting in a recording booth being like, hold the phone. What? Is like,
Well, when I got the script, it said like ramble and do other things.
right,
So I chose, because I say that a lot. I say, wait, hold, in Beer Bros.
right.
In Beer Bros, I say, wait, hold the phone.
You say like, hold the fucking phone.
Right, exactly. So that was a Beer Bros reference. That's just for you, Alex.
Insane.
Well, hold on. Hold the phone. What? Wait, are you hurt?
I can teleport, Hana. And I can hear you whenever you say my name, no matter where I am. I'm a superhero, and I have powers. Jirard swept me up into his arms as if he were carrying a princess. He smiled at me, readjusting his grip. I put my arms around his neck, instinctively trying to make it easier for him.
Don't worry. I've got you.
Jirard.
I'm taking you to the infirmary. You can't afford hospital fees, right?
I...
Don't worry. I'll always be here when you need me.
Literally. Jirard started out of the alley. As soon as we emerged onto the street, people started to stare, giving Jirard very strange looks. My mind finally caught up with what was happening, and I buried my face into his shoulder. Jirard, put me down. I'm fine. I can walk on my own.
Nope. No. Under no circumstances. What if it gets worse? Besides, you're hardly heavy at all.
So he said, though I can feel his shoulders straining underneath me.
Yo, I would do that totally.
I no longer saw the people around me. All I felt were Jirard's arms and the steady bobbing motion of his walk. It was comforting and steady, and finally I realized what could possibly have happened to me had Jirard not been there. Then I started to sob, unable to hold it in any longer. Jirard, I was so scared. Jirard patted me as gently as he could from the way he was awkwardly holding me.
Well, Hana, you don't need to be anymore. I'm here for you.
Jirard's shoulder muffled my sobs, and I didn't pull away from him until we got back to Asagao. Jirard pulled open the door to the nurse's office, carrying me through. Oh, fuck me, dude. Mr. McPasta? This is fucking Professor Seymour with a fucking Pikachu mask on his face.
It's not it's a Keaton mask.
I understand.
Majora's Mask.
I understand. That's Professor Seymour with a fucking Pikachu mask on his face. Or Professor Sycamore.
It's also Creeps McPasta, who is a YouTuber.
Okay, that's fine. Right there, that's
Yeah.
Professor Sycamore with a Pikachu mask on his head.
It's not Pikachu.
Mr.
though.
McPasta barely even looked up from his desk. With a single glance, he pointed to a bed in the back of the room. Jirard placed me gently into it and then shook out his arms. He was breathing rather heavily, but was doing his best to hide it. Shame crept down my neck, but Jirard didn't complain. He probably didn't want me to feel bad.
Are you feeling all right?
Are you feeling all right?
I think I hurt my ankle. Aren't you that ghost from inside the closet who disappeared?
How did that happen?
I tripped, but I'd really rather talk about what the fuck you were doing in the closet earlier.
3 months ago?
Creeps raised an eyebrow, but took a cursory glance at my ankle. Then he poked it.
Does this hurt?
Ow!
It's only twisted. Get some rest and it'll get better.
He glanced from me to Jirard and smiled a creepy, creepy smile.
I've got to run an errand real quick, but I'm sure I can leave you in his care.
What were you doing in that closet 3 months ago? But Creeps left, his coat sweeping out behind him like the wings of a great white bat.
Hana, why are you in that alleyway in the first place? Why were you wandering the city alone?
It's not like walking around the city is that dangerous.
Yeah, but it seems like you lack the street smarts people get when they're raised near cities.
Touche. Although I could just as easily ask you the same question, Mr. fucking teleport superhero man.
Hana.
Fine. I was there looking for Princess Pumpernickel. I thought I could check around and maybe if I found it. I flushed and trailed off. Gerard sighed.
Hana, I have every store in a 300 miles radius on watch and ready to alert me if it comes into stock. You don't need to worry yourself trying to find it for me. Why are you going through all this trouble?
Like you don't go through a ton of trouble for me? For all of us? I just wanted to repay you. Bit my lip. And there's another reason, kind of.
Well.
See, I had a collection myself when I was younger, or something like a collection. When I was little, my mom got sick. Really, really sick. It was basically guaranteed she was going to die, but as a little girl, I didn't understand that. I just saw my dad suffering as she grew weaker, my mom stroking my face as she gradually lost the will to keep fighting. But I heard the myth of the 1,000 paper cranes. If you can fold 1,000 origami cranes, your heart's desire will be granted. At least, that's how I understood it at the time. So I tried. I tried really hard to fold 1,000 paper cranes. But in the end, I only made it to around 700 before my mother died. As my dad and I stood by her bed, I kept thinking to myself, if only I had been better, if only I had been faster. If I could have folded 1,000 cranes, she would have lived.
So I just want to say, this is where the creepiness of my own parallels of my own life seep in. Because one, my mom got sick when I was young, and she actually passed away after, 17 years of dementia, 2 years ago, when I started the Completionist. And in high school, or actually in college, I dated a girl who had a very brief moment. I didn't date her very long. Who had a similar story to Hana, so not the paper mache the origami stuff, but something similar to that. And just keep that in the back of your mind as we go forward. Because again, I didn't tell the devs this at all. This is what makes the story get even creepier as we get to the end. So anyways, Hana.
So when I see you trying so hard to finish your own collection, I guess it just reminds me of little Hana. I want to grant her wish even if I can't fulfill her heart's desire.
Hana, I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay. Just tell me how you teleported into the alley and then we'll... I'm a little surprised myself. I always figured I just wanted to help you out. I didn't connect it to that memory until just now. It's silly, isn't it? I playfully bonked myself on the head, but Jirard didn't even crack a smile.
So then, the origami yesterday.
I nodded. That's why I stopped folding origami. I haven't really found much joy in it since then. That's why I don't want to go back. But the paper in that shop was beautiful. For the first time, I almost wanted to start again. Jirard searched my face, then he took my hand in his.
Thank you. Hana, thank you for trying so hard to help me.
It's no problem, really. I want to. Oh my god.
You two done talking? Hana needs some rest, a good nap, and some crutches to get her back in her room. She should be good as new within a day or two.
Yes!
Yes! That's great! In that case, I'll leave you to rest.
Jirard. I grabbed his sleeve as he stood to leave, then glanced at the floor. Thank you for saving me.
Sure, I'll do what I can.
Sure, I'll do what I can. If I had to, I'd save you 1,000 times more. Whatever it took to keep you safe and happy.
Bye.
Bye. I'll see you tomorrow, okay?
Jirard turned towards the door, and as he pulled it open, he looked at me again.
I promise.
Don't forget, I'll always come to help when you need me. I promise.
And then he was gone. And then Professor Sycamore gave me a starter from the Kanto region. And a megastone to go with it. And then he told me where Mewtwo was, and I went and got Mewtwo as well. Creep sighed next to me.
Lovebirds these days, I swear. Anyway, have a good night.
He shook his head, then drew the curtains around my bed. I stared at the infirmary curtains in front of me, distinctly aware of Mr. McPasta's every move. For a while, it was silent. He was clicking around and typing on the computer, probably entering in my medical information. I shifted, trying to get comfortable enough to fall asleep, but Mr. McPasta's presence wasn't something that was very soothing. That's what I was thinking anyways, until I heard him giggling. When his giggles finally faded away, I caught the faint meow of a cat. Then the giggles started again. He was watching cat videos on the internet? I chuckled myself, nestling into my pillow. I guess even Pokemon professors like to have fun from time to time. If he liked cats, he couldn't be that bad of a guy. The sound of cat videos sang me to sleep. I was escorted to my room after I woke up. Maya was distraught when she saw me, but after I told her what happened, her expression changed.
Oh, Jirard saved you? How romantic.
JonTron?
Yeah.
I was on my phone searching the internet for some kind of movie to watch when it went off in my hand. Mr. McPasta said you went back to your room. Feeling okay? It was Jirard. Warmth bloomed in my chest.
Yeah, don't worry. Oh, that's you. Shit.
No, he wouldn't believe me. I'm still a bit shaken. No, that would make him worried. I should just tell him the truth. I'm fine, just need rest. I smiled and sent the message. As I watched, the typing symbol appeared on the bottom of the screen. And then it disappeared. No, wait, there it was again. Classic cell phone hijinks. Or not. I watched it appear and disappear, a smile on my face. Finally, he responded.
Cool.
I giggled and resumed my internet browsing. Jirard was just too cute. The walk to class next day was punctuated with whispers and pointing fingers. Somehow, word about my being attacked in the city got out.
Fancy that.
God damn it, Mai. As I carefully left the stairwell, conscious of not injuring myself any further, a small warm something collided with me.
Hana, oh my god, are you okay?
Woof. What? Yes, I'm fine.
I heard you got attacked by ninjas in the city. Oh my gosh. Tell me everything.
Mimi looked up at me with wide eyes, all the appearance of concern and compassion. Mai put a hand on her hip.
What are you doing, Mimi?
Oh shit.
I hate Mimi.
That Mai shade.
What are you talking about? I'm just concerned for my friend Hana here.
She slung an arm around my shoulder, rubbing my back like I was a baby who needed to spit up.
My poor girl, you must have been so scared.
No, not really.
No? But the ninjas.
There were no ninjas.
No. But still.
As she tried to argue further, Ian walked past. Mimi drew me tighter against her.
Wow, I'm so glad you're okay, Hana.
Oh my god. Ian stopped in his tracks and turned to us. Beside me, Mimi shook slightly. She was scrunching up her face like she was trying to hide a grin.
Hana.
Hana, are you okay?
Comic Sans gets me every time. Yeah, I'm fine. It wasn't a big deal.
That's good. I would have been upset to lose to my biggest competition. Take care of yourself, all right?
I will. He nodded at me, smiling, and the small gesture almost felt like a hug. But then he turned to Mimi.
You. Me? You're probably the most two-faced person I've ever met, and I've met a lot of the kind.
Damn.
I normally wouldn't say anything, but profiting off of someone who hurt themselves, only complete monsters do that. If you don't think people can see through this, you're wrong. You're not helping yourself.
Ian,
You don't know that. No, I guess I don't.
he left, a sputtering Mimi in his wake. She yanked her arm from me with a grunt, jostling me into Mai.
Stupid.
Oh my god.
Stop doing stuff like this to make the guys like you. It's pathetic.
Oh my god, what a Satan. Pardon? She slammed the door to the classroom, not even looking back.
God, I always knew that girl was the worst.
What is her problem?
Wait. Wait. I mean, I used to be friends with her. It took me a while to see past her fake kindness. She didn't know anybody else and used me to get into volleyball games for free. She had a crush on the coach.
You.
Yeah, older men aren't that bad, but our coach...
This is so stupid.
This is so stupid. Anyway, just forget about her. She's not worth it.
Thanks, Mai.
All right, we're going to call it here. Next on my Beer Bros, we're going to progress through the
That
plot.
was an action-packed episode.
It was.
That was a fully action-packed episode.
It was, but Alex,
What?
what if I told you that our saga's coming to a close?
What do you mean? We're almost done?
We're getting there.
Really?
We're like 75, 80% of the way there.
Holy shit. I have no idea how long this game is. I have no idea if
We're getting there, man. Chapter 4 is a short boy, but it definitely is like the end. And
Righteous.
we're getting towards the end of chapter 3 right now.
Question of the day: have you ever been mugged?
I've gotten to a fight, but never mugged.
I've been followed in a very creepy way, but I've never been like straight up mugged.
Yeah.
My brother got mugged one time though.
Creepy, dude.
He was walking home from a show and he got like pistol whipped and they stole his like $2,000 guitar.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, it was really shitty, but he's fine now.
All right, guys. Well, be well.
Yeah.
We'll see you next time on
See you
Beer
later.
Bros.
Bye.
Later, man.